Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm very excited because I was able to acquire a SEGA Golden Axe. If you've been watching the channel for a while, then you know I'm a huge SEGA fan, and Golden Axe was one of the games I really loved as a kid, except I didn't play it in the arcade so much. I played it on my SEGA Genesis at home. It was a really popular title back then, and it wasn't a one-for-one match for the arcade. The graphics weren't 100% the same, but as a kid, man, you felt like it was, and it was just really cool to be able to think that you were playing Golden Axe at home. So what's kind of cool about this is Golden Axe was a kit game, so it wasn't a game that came in its own cabinet. So you might find Golden Axes in all sorts of cabinets. I've seen all sorts of weird, crazy Golden Axe conversions. It's very common to find them in Dynamo cabinets though. So this one's actually in a Dynamo cabinet. It's been very much like restored, and it's got some yellow T-molding, and the Golden Axe marquee looks great, and everything else is pretty much Golden Axe themed, so it's as accurate as you can for that time period. But the kit used to come with the marquee, the control panel artwork, the bezel artwork, so it had everything in the kit and the PCB. As a matter of fact, what's really cool about this particular cabinet is you can unlatch it from the bottom, and then we can slide out the PCB. There we go. It makes it easy to work on the control panel because you could just fold it over. That's pretty normal, but what's unique is this. How awesome is it if you're an arcade operator and you don't have to open up the whole entire thing and you can just work on your cabinet right here in front of you. So this PCB board is the SEGA System 16 architecture. It ran Altered Beast, Shinobi, Golden Axe, a couple others. There were a few variants of it, and most of them had this Hitachi chip on it. Now, why this Hitachi chip is significant is because it has a battery behind it. So if you take this metal plate off, there's a battery, and this battery holds on to an encryption key in this chip, which then reads the encryption key and plays the game via the unencrypted ROMs after it's decrypted. The thing is, if this battery dies, then the board will no longer be usable. And what's crazy is there are some boards even today that have the original battery in it that are still working. So this battery that probably maybe was supposed to have a 10-year lifespan is still keeping this chip alive. The bummer is once it dies, it bricks the board. So some people will just go into their arcade room one day, turn this on, or find one in a barn or somewhere it's been sitting for a while, and it will not work. And they won't know how to fix it. They'll sell it really cheap. But really, you can fix it by going to the SEGA Resurrection website. It'll ask you what chip you have. They'll be able to get you the replacement processor and the unencrypted ROM chips so you can revive a dead board. So the suicide battery is a problem with these boards, but you can fix it. I'll have a link in the description to the SEGA Resurrection website, because last thing you want to do is buy one of these and have it die on you and you have no idea how to fix it. So don't shy away from these if they're not working. You do have a fix. But anyways, getting back to it, it is a JAMA compatible board. So because it is a kit, it was meant to be able to put into anything, right? They could revive an old game that maybe wasn't making money. I don't think it had a traditional switching power supply. I'm not really sure. Maybe it did, but that's in here. It looks like it's been replaced. Everything else is very traditional to SEGA. So pretty cool. Fold it back in and we can play a little bit, and I'll talk a little bit more about the game. When I actually walked up to this machine, I haven't played it in a while, I noticed there's some discoloration in the monitor. This is actually called the DEGAUSSIng coil. Most modern games degauss themselves. So if they don't, you can use this, and what you could do is you basically hold it. So you see the discoloration right here and right here. So you kind of hold it in front of your monitor and you kind of do one of these and sort of like back up off of it. And if you get it right, it should remove the discoloration. Sometimes it takes a couple tries to get it. It's hard to do it when there's nothing on the screen. There it is. It's totally good. It's gone. So pretty cool. So this is called the DEGAUSSIng coil. It comes in really handy. I had a feeling it was doing that because there's a power panel behind it, but I think I moved it from here to here, so it's not interfering with it anymore, and it just needed that. So this monitor doesn't have a DEGAUSSIng coil built in. So you can always pick one of these up. I'll put a link in the description. You know, this is one that I've wanted to add to my collection for a while, and although there isn't a dedicated cabinet, this is kind of how I remember seeing it over the years. Even though, like I said, I really played it mostly on the SEGA Genesis, not in the arcade. But it's one of those memorable games. It's one of those SEGA games that I wish they would have made and continued the series on. There was actually, if you look on Steam, and I don't even know if it's still on there, for the SEGA 60th anniversary, they released something called Golden Axed, which was an attempt by an Australian SEGA studio to redo the game. And it was awesome, dude. The graphics were really cool. It was only the first level. It wasn't even fully complete, but But man, I wish they had done it. And there's some drama that was surrounding that whole thing because, damn, I can't hit the little dude. There's a little drama surrounding it because the developer had no clue Sega was gonna release it, and he got pretty upset because he put a lot of passion into the project, and you could tell it was really cool. But anyways, I'm so glad I have this in my collection finally. Big Sega fan, like I said, and you know, if you've been watching for the channel for a while, you know that. So anyways, we'll probably do more videos on this in the future, but I appreciate you guys watching. Put in the comments below, do you love Sega arcade games? If you do, what's your favorite one? And that's it for now, guys. We will see you on the next one.